Hi, friends. I've had a lot of feedback from those of you who have watched my videos and my podcasts. And you have heard me mention trauma in some of those videos or podcasts. And some of the feedback I got is that some people don't really know what trauma is all about. They've been hearing that word, but how do they recognize trauma? What is trauma? What are the symptoms of trauma? What are the signs one needs to look out for in trauma? How do one get traumatized, or how one gets trauma? Some ask the question that, do all trauma leads to post-traumatic stress disorder, which is like a sickness? I would say no, not all trauma leads to post-traumatic stress disorder. But now, some want to know, how early can trauma signals, symptoms start showing effect? My dear friends, trauma can hide itself for so long that some people don't even know or realize or remember or have any memory or have been traumatized at a point or the other. We want what we call childhood trauma experiences. We have what we call advanced childhood experiences. And no matter what type or time trauma starts in one's life, it affects one in adulthood. Your perspective, the way you view things, the way you conduct yourself, the way you even react to others, the way you show love in relationships. As small as having an accident in childhood that has been treated can leave a lifelong trauma of that particular child into adulthood. That anything that looks similar to that thing that caused that particular accident, the person will run away from it unconsciously. Not intentionally, but because it's hidden, it's a hidden trauma, you do it. So I want to start a new series, which I title How to Recognize Trauma and How to Help Those who have these adverse effects of trauma around you. The kind of things we do in our coaching space. If it is a serious trauma, because we go, like I said, some trauma can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, and then you need a therapist to help you heal. Even some people can have vicarious trauma. And what is vicarious trauma is even listening or hearing other people's stories. Watching other people going through experiences that are damaging can cause vicarious trauma for some. Let me tell you a little story about one of my children when they were very young. And I remember, the year Michael Jackson released his hit music trailer. Every one of them watched that trailer there. But you know how horrific it could be for somebody who is not into that. I didn't know then. I wish I had known better. But now in the night, this my child, my daughter, woke up and came to our room, me and my husband's room, and started, I can see it in my eyes. I can see it in my eyes. I can see. Temporarily, I've even forgotten about the trailer music they watch. I said, what can you see in your mind? You should be bold. You should be that kind of fan, you know? Instead of drawing her near to me to counsel her, to make her feel safe and things like that, I said, go back to your bed, go back to your room. There's nothing. There's nothing. You are covered with the blood of Jesus, that kind of thing. God is around you, nothing is happening. She went out of her room crying, but find solace in our housekeeper. She went directly. Back home in Africa, then we call them housemaid, but definitely they're just housekeeper, people who help you around the house, either with the children or you're cooking or with or laundry or cleaning or whatever. But it's an in-house keeper who stays permanently and works with me. She ran to that one. It was when I woke up in the morning that I saw my daughter sleeping next to my in-house maid or housekeeper bed. That one was the one who gave her the solace she needed. And I know for a long time, she wouldn't watch any of the music or music because she was. But then I myself didn't know anything about trauma or how it could affect people. There's this other story too when I was in the junior school. One of all during break time, I don't know, on the playfield wanted to just cross the street, our school. There's a road in front of our school that people normally will cross to go and buy something from those who are selling. And this small girl wanted to cross. And this car was coming in a fast rate. The car screeched, the brake stopped suddenly. Even though the car did not hit her, she was in state of shock, not just for that day. She has to be hospitalized because she's still rooted on one spot. And for a long time, she could not talk. She could not speak. That is an effect of trauma that a lot of people don't know. But I'm going to break it down. The kind of trauma, either from domestic violence, either from any kind of violence, from accidents, what kind of accidents, either from sexual predator, sexual abuse, or many other things like that. All the symptoms, so that one can recognize trauma, whoever is being affected by trauma, and seek expert help. We coaches, we do not treat the real effects of trauma. We are like me, I'm trauma-informed care. So when I'm in a coaching section with any of my clients, I can see the signals or symptoms of trauma and know when, if I can continue to coach that person or I need to refer that person to a therapist or a counselor. So I'm starting it. I don't know how long it's going to take, but join me as you watch my video or watch my podcast. I'm Dr. Josephine. I'm a professional life coach. You want to know more personally, or you want me to talk to you one-to-one, you can call my number, +1 404 590 8414, or reach out to me through my email, learnwithjose@gmail.com, or better, check my website, learnwithjose.com. Have a blessed weekend.